let's make one thing clear. Fortson should not have died like this. He did not deserve this. He owned that gun legally, all right? But Ben Crump and the family have been calling for justice, accusing law enforcement of a cover-up and misconduct on the part of the deputy. So let's have a real conversation based on the real evidence and the real facts of what we now know. Joining me now is Travis Norton. He's a retired police lieutenant for the Oceanside PD in California. He's an expert witness in the use of force investigations. He's also an instructor with the California Association of Tactical Officers. Thanks very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, so obviously this is a tough one. What do you make of it?
Right. Well, I'll start with this: is that the reasonableness of a particular use of force, we have to judge that from the perspective of a reasonable officer who's on scene. And we have to allow for the fact that officers are forced to make split-second decisions about the amount of force necessary for a particular incident. Further, I think there is as you pointed out, there is a rush to judgment in these incidents, and it's important to let that investigation take its course. Going back to what I said, remember, law enforcement officers many times are under harsh time constraints in these events, and the law understands that officers are making those kinds of split-second decisions.
All right, so with all that context in mind, you've seen the video now. I'm sure you've watched it a number of times. What do you make of it?
Well, I'll go back to this. Body camera footage is a poor witness. And without knowing that officer's statement, what was his state of mind? If I had to guess, I would say he believed there was an immediate threat to his life. And the most important governmental interest when considering the use of deadly force is the immediacy of the threat. The greater that threat, the greater the force that is reasonable for that officer to use.
This is a close one, though. Would you concede that you know, as we watch this, and again, you're right, that we still need, you know, we need to hear from the officer, you need to talk to the officer. I've tried to sweep away all the false stuff, right? So we can just focus on what we actually know that's true. You know, look, I've watched this numerous times, and, you know, I pause, and I like you, like to look at it through the eyes of the officer, right? He sees a gun in hand, and he fears for his safety, but this is, you know, this is a close one. I don't think he should be charged criminally.
Well, I'll say this, Dan. Many expect the police to possess a supernatural sense that enables them to know whether a person is going to be harmless or not.
Yeah.
And we have to remember that the officer must hold their protection to themselves and others as the first priority.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to make that call with what was his state of mind, because context, everything that police do, context matters.
Lieutenant Travis Norton, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.